Next, we're going to take a look at expression, attack, release, and brightness. Expression is basically a volume dial for how much amplitude or volume you want from the section of strings. What I mean by that is it's linked to the dynamics. When you pull the dynamic slider down, let's say to around midnight, you actually end up with fewer string players playing at the same time. So if I want the volume to be quieter or louder at that point, I can use the expression fader to help me increase or decrease. So we could have the expression fader constantly at 50%, so that when the dynamics are brought down, we can then increase the expression to make up for the volume. Here's an example. We can hear that there are fewer strings playing at the same time here. So let's use the expression dial to boost the volume ever so slightly so that it doesn't fade too much into the background. So even with fewer strings playing at the same time, we can still have the volume we feel necessary. Let's bring that all the way back up for now. Attack is a very clever attack, and what I mean by that is, I think everything is clever in here, but attack feels natural, still at the slowest point. So all this is how quickly the players are coming up to the full volume of their bow. We can hear that with attack at 0, it comes in almost instantly. Halfway, that little bit slower, and then all the way to 100%. Incredibly gradual. Let's bring this back down to 0 for now. I found release to be much more subtle than attack. With release all the way up, you'd get this beautiful tail, and part of that tail feels like the recording of the room, so the natural reflections in which the string ensemble was recorded. Love that. With the release all the way down, it feels a little bit more unnatural and cuts it short, but this can help emphasize the punchiness of certain notes. With the release all the way up, it feels somewhat lazier, but definitely more natural. Next up, brightness. Now think of brightness as a tone control. The further it is to the right, the brighter. The further it is to the left, the darker. It works a little bit like a filter. When it's pulled to the left, we have a low-pass filter cutting out those high frequencies, and when it's pulled to the right, we feel that we have a high-pass filter, or even potentially a shelf boosting the high frequencies, which gives it an airiness. So let's have a listen to that. Of course, all these parameters are able to be automated, which means that you could increase and decrease different ones at different times to help accentuate different parts of your composition. Despite having all this control, the string ensemble definitely sounds most natural when all the sliders and dials are in their default position. Okay, in the next video we will be taking a look at articulation.